Hello, today's video is going to be a little different. It's going to be a bookshelf tour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through each of my shelves of the two main bookcases in my bedroom. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of the knickknacks and candles and things off of the shelves. So if you do want to know what those are and you'd like me to do another video at some point, just leave a note in the comments below and I'll do another video for that. But this one is going to be focusing on the books, so let's go for it. So at the very top of my bookshelf I have a collection of the Merlin figures which were released to coincide with the BBC television show. I have all of those and I have a framed print. And then coming up to the top here I have the Michael Morpurgo illustrated edition of Arthur High King of Britain, then a book about knights and castles, then some activity books from the Merlin show, then the official annuals for the Merlin show, and Tennyson's illustrated legends of King Arthur. Then on the first shelf I have a lot of mythology based books about Arthur and Merlin, and this one on its side here is actually a 3-disc DVD set. So the next shelf is actually two lots of books deep. So on the back here this is the selection. These are more works of fiction based around Merlin and Arthur, so that's what's on the first shelf. And then the second layer of this shelf is a number of other fictional works. Obviously Mary Stuart is quite famous for doing her Arthurian take. These three are actually murder mysteries where Merlin isn't a wizard but he is extremely intelligent and acts as kind of like a homicide detective. And then just stuck on the end there is The Three Musketeers, which is the BBC cover edition because I loved that series. And then moving on from there, we have an almost empty shelf. This is where my most recent reads go. So I have the Joe Abercrombie Half a King series, then A Darker Shade of Magic series, Vicious, all by V.E. Schwab, Rebel of the Sands and Traitor to the Throne by Alwyn Hamilton, Illuminae and Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and then Red Rising by Pierce Brown. So that's where once they come off my TBR and I've read them, that's mostly where they end up. And then we have a non-bookshelf. This is when I go on holiday, I collect the shot glasses from Hard Rock cafes around the world. So we have one from Boston, Las Vegas, Washington DC, the Yankee Stadium in New York City. This one was a Star Wars one and that was from the Star Wars Experience in New York. The big one there is from Washington DC, then one from Paris, this is Rome, and that is Amsterdam. So I collect them whenever I go on holiday. And then the last two shelves on this bookcase aren't actually books, these are my DVDs. So these are some of my favourite series that I have on DVD, and then down the bottom there I have anime DVDs. So on these shelves we start with a Inner Circle print from Sarah J Maas's Court of Thorns and Roses series, and then a print that my friend got me from New York Comic Con of the Infernal Devices series. And then the first shelf on here is the beginnings of my Shadowhunter collection. This is actually from the church which Cassandra Clare based the London Institute on. Then I have a guide from the film. Then the Shadowhunter Codex, Bane Chronicles in hardback. Then these are my little samples for Lady Midnight and Lord of Shadows, which comes out soon. Then my special edition Lady Midnight, History of Notable Shadow Hunters and Denzians of the Downworld told in the language of flowers, which is a beautiful book. Then my original Infernal Devices series, then my American Infernal Devices series, then the manga of Infernal Devices, Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens, and the first 3 in the Magisterium series. Then this shelf is my main Mortal Instruments shelf, so I have, oh sorry, back my finger. So I have the TV show cover, then I have the new UK covers, and this is a set of postcards of all of the covers for those, and then my originals for the series, and then the American covers, and then my Lady Midnight, which is really pretty. It has the coloured edges and the, if I can get it out, oops, and the shiny cover. And then also sitting on this shelf is the DVD of the film. And next up is my Sarah J Maas shelf. So I have the Throne of Glass series, and then the 2 colouring books which have been released, and then the Court of Wings and Ruin series. No, Court of Thorns and Roses series, ending with Wings and Ruin, which came out most recently. So next up is my Maria V. Snyder collection. So I have the Touch of Power series. Then I have an American copy of Poison Study, which was sent to me by Maria after I introduced a load of friends to the series. Then I have the Study series, then the Glass series, Inside Out and Outside In, and then I have a like anthology of books of stories which Maria V. Snyder contributed to. Then I have the Sin Eater's Daughter trilogy, including the little King of Rats sampler or novella. Then the Red Queen series, including the colouring book. And then this is the map, whoops, that you got for pre-ordering the Scarecrow Queen. So then coming down, I have the Game of Thrones series. It really bugs me that the books aren't the same height, but there we go. Then I have the Emma Newman first 4 books in the Split World series. The publisher was switched at this point, so that's why they look a little different. Then Brothers Ruin by Emma Newman, which is a new novella series. It's like steampunky. Then I have Planetfall and After Atlas, which I have yet to read, but these are her science fiction series. Then The Call by Padda O'Gillen, who is amazing. And then I have the Leigh Bardugo series. This is actually the cover that doesn't exist anymore. It was Shadow. It's Shadow and Bone basically, but when the publisher first released it in the UK, they released it under a different name, and I actually have this one instead. And then I have the first in the follow-up to that, which is Six of Crows. I haven't yet read it, but I will get Crooked Kingdom at some point. So finally, my last shelf is my Star Wars shelf. That's actually signed pictures of like celebrities I've met, so I'll just keep that there. Then we have a couple of A4 notebooks with BB-8 on them, and I think BB-8 and the other droids on that one. Then a Star Wars ... 2 colouring books. One is just a general Star Wars one is a Rogue One. Then another bumper book of activities, the annual from last year, a colouring book. Then I have the Poe Dameron comic book series and the Force Awakens comic book adaptation. And then I have another Force Awakens graphic novel. Then a little freebie that I got with the Force Awakens, which was a Tesco exclusive. Then I have the DK Readers series that my friend got me for Christmas because there was a BB-8 story in it. Then I have the Jedi Path and Book of the Sith, the original Star Wars trilogy in book form, Weapon of a Jedi and Moving Target, the novelisation of the Force Awakens film, Lost Stars by Claudia Gray, Bloodline by Claudia Gray, and Aftermath by Chuck Wendig. Then I have the junior novel version of Rogue One, which I got free with the DVD. And then my friend bought me the William Shakespeare's Star Wars. And then there's just a little BB-8 notebook. So that's it for my tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you. Bye.